I was 14, 15, 13, you know, at that time I was going to the Love Parade in Berlin, and the Love Parade was the biggest free festival on the street with, you know, 2 million people that came together for techno music basically and rave music. And at that time there was a sound called Eurodance, which was basically like a more commercial version of techno and rave. It's funny because like it's not like it's gone bigger. To me it's just a different version of it today. When I talk with legends like Armand van Helden, for them it was a hard time towards the end of the 90s. Like the beginning, it was fine because it was this new sound and everybody was going up in the clubs and it was this big gay scene. You had these house clubs, but then house music kind of died again in the middle of the 90s. And then they had a hard time and there was basically no house clubs until probably 2010 or something. If you look back years ago, those records that were made in the US, Chicago house, Detroit techno, Detroit electro sound, when those records got over to Europe, you have the local DJs playing those in the clubs, and to get a word around was way easier. And to have this network of, you know, this music and the distribution, everything was way closer together. Whereas in the US, first of all, there was no clubs where they could play. And second is like the country's so large. That's one reason why the DJs from the US were also playing mostly in Europe, because you can just like easily jump around from one city to another. You have all these small clubs and people were already used to that sound because the local DJs were playing it. You have two guys, right? One lives in New York and one lives in Berlin. Well, if you live in New York and you want to, you know, produce house music and make the cool stuff that you love, it's really hard for you to do that. You got to pay your rents. The rents are high, you know, just to get a living. It's tough. And then also the mentality, you know, maybe is a different one, or the culture around success, you know, where it's like, I want to be a DJ, and in order to be there, I got to have those numbers. So I got to make something that is get those numbers. So I got to make something more commercial and accessible. And now the same kids, same year, same time in Berlin is like, I'm paying $250 for my rent. I can make that easily from one gig or something. That gives me freedom to really do what I feel and not think about what the people want, what the industry needs. I got even more encouraged by what is possible today with, you know, with Web3, with the NFTs and with the live streaming, the experience I had with Twitch. And you know, you can release music yourself overnight if you want that. You know, you don't need another distributed. The question here really is like, who gets what cuts? There's still need to get money, and that's how I see labels. Labels to me are like the banks, but they want their money back, and they wouldn't give it to you if they don't think they get it back. So it's, you know, you have to decide it for yourself. But the possibilities you have today as an artist to be independent and get exposure doing it yourself, I think are great, you know, and I think there is a change happening right now.